Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. This is the rise of Cornoe. This is our new chemical refinery area, and we also have the forward distribution going on over there. Now, it's been what's happening over here? Let's have a quick look. Yes. Hang on. Let's just see. This guy is supposed to be able to figure itself out, right? Yeah, it should. Should be able to go there, then flick around, and it should be able... It is in the right track. It can go straight away, straight through that side. All good, and then this one can do whatever it needs to do, flick over or whatever. Yeah, it should be fine. Okay, now, it's been a few weeks since I played, though you would have noticed it because I kind of scheduled out some episodes, so there hasn't been a drop in scheduling or anything, but it's been a few weeks since I played. I had a bit of a break, a bit of a holiday, and so now I need to come back up to speed. And a few things that I did think about in between in this time is that maybe because I'll keep everything going because there's a lot currently happening and everything seems fine. I might just slow it down a little bit because we're going to run into some winter again soon. Now, there's still a lot for us to do in here. We want to get you tourists over here. We need an airport somewhere. We need potentially farming. I'm not sure farming is an important part, but some more towns over here. We need uranium and nuclear power and things like that. So there's still a lot for us to do. I want the kind of main internal hub over here, which is still just kind of planned out. The kind of port, so that still needs to happen. So what I was kind of thinking, and I'm throwing this out there as a bit of an idea. I know this is generally speaking a kind of a realistic playthrough in the sense that we're building everything ourselves and so on. But I guess with the money rolling in and all of these kind of things, we are making a decent amount of money actually. With the money rolling in and so on, I'm thinking that, you know, in order to make things happen a little bit quicker, right, which you would do in the real terms as well, because we can use this money effectively, invest it in our empire, in our republic, and then from there we can do things quicker. You know, get the economy moving even quicker and kind of have a bit of an exponential growth. So I was kind of thinking, I might start planning out some of these areas and then actually use money to build it. I'll still obviously do a lot of the kind of infill development using our own construction crews. We're obviously still going to have to do maintenance and all these kind of things. But maybe for kind of large, like similar to this, right? Similar to. Now I've messed it up. Similar to, where is it? It's over here. Similar to this area here, right? Once I've planned it all out, maybe I'll just spend a bit of money to get it up and running, right? That'll speed things up tremendously. So give me your thoughts. If we can transition into doing some large scale, I mean, we'll still fill in, like if we're adding residential buildings in here, we might just build that ourselves. We don't necessarily want to pay for that. But for big items like this, big new expansions, maybe we pay for it. We have been paying for bits and pieces where it's just being a little bit too tedious to build, like some of the rail expansion areas and so on. So maybe just give me your thoughts down in the comments down below. Tell me whether you think we should do that, because I really do want to fill out the rest of this map. I don't want to stop this and go over to the new DLC or anything like that right now. I'd rather fill in the map as we intended as per the original 5-year plan, and see Cornoe become an industrial powerhouse, which it's getting there. So do tell me in the comments down below, do you think we can, speed things up a little bit by paying for some major construction items? We're still going to just pay it from our funds, right? So it's all good. Or do you want us to keep it going at a pretty slow pace that is now? I'm keen to understand whether you think one way or another. I'm leaning towards let's pay for a few things to speed things up a little bit, but keen to understand. If you'd rather have us keep it the pace of play quite slow, then do let me know in the comments. I'm not necessarily going one way or the other just yet, but we'll make a decision in the next episode or two, I think. Okay, so do leave it in the comments. Okay, now let's get back to what we're doing today. I'm going to let these guys continue to work. There's a lot that needs to happen over here. So we'll let them do their thing. I'm going to focus a little bit of attention over here. As I mentioned in the last episode, we would like to very much get a bit of a concrete and asphalt setup going on over here. So here we should have gravel. So I don't think we've got having gravel come in just yet. This is coal. This is heating. All these kind of good things we can do. So if this is gravel, let's have a quick look at our construction industry. We would like to do not a cement plant, a concrete plant, which a concrete plant needs what exactly? It needs gravel and cement to do concrete. And it also needs water, which is fine. What is this? A concrete plant? This one doesn't need water? Yes, it does. It might just be. So that's... How much concrete does this produce? 210 or 175. It's very similar. I just wanted to have a look. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily look much different. Right, and this is a tiny one. And this is the normal one. Oh, I see. This is definitely bigger. This is definitely bigger. Now, two things. Let's have a bit of a look. So we could do... We could do something like this, right? But we don't have... As it stands, we don't have cement. Okay? So let's just pop that in there. That would have everything it needs, but it needs cement. So we don't need... Ooh, and the other one needs is going to need bitumen, which we have available over here. So let's have a look. The other one is the asphalt plant. 145, 70 tons of asphalt. That's a tiny little asphalt plant then. How many workers? 5 workers, 5 workers. And then we've got a bunch of other ones. But anyway, we'll just go with the normal ones, I think. So this will need bitumen as well, right? It needs bitumen and it needs gravel. So I'm guessing both of those are going to make their way in over here. So we might just want to run gravel over this way. We don't want to get too far from the bus stop. We also potentially will need a bit of a tunnel connection coming out from over here. Maybe we can run... I don't know if we can. Just want to see. I don't think we'll need some stuff in here. But where does this... Oh, actually, we might be able to run a little bridge connection straight through the middle here to make that work. That is something that could be useful. Now, if we wanted to add a small aggregate unloading or bulk unloading, it's bulk, right? What is it? Let's just have a look. So we've got train aggregate, dry bulk. Dry bulk is the one. Railway dry bulk loading and unloading. And that is, is that too substantial? I'm a little worried about it. I mean, we've got the room. Let's have a look. Yeah, this will work here. Got the through movements. This will work in this area. Is that? No, that is part of it. Yeah. I was just thinking. So that it will work in this area. So if let's just play around with it a little bit. So if we suggested we'll do... Look, we won't be doing... I just don't want to... not sure. Can we? If I just want to try and get it to be... I guess this is about as close to the alignment as we're going to make it happen, right? So if we were to say, do something like this, it just feels a little... Anyway, so if we popped it in there for a second, I'm not sure we're gonna stay with this. Do we even have cement on the line somewhere? So cement is being produced. I can't even remember. The cement is being produced over here. And this is being done, so that's okay. So cement's being produced over here, and that's going to prefabs. This is being stored. This is going here. This is going. So we're not actually able to bring cement over. So we may have to truck cement from here to the other side. And maybe that's just the easiest one for us. I think we can quite easily bring some cement by truck. It's going to be, a reasonable connection. I mean, we don't need that much cement for the little bit of concrete that we're going to be producing over here. So I guess what I'm saying is, because this isn't actually set up to do it, let's just drop that out right now. But ultimately, hang on. One other thing that we could remember, right? In the future, we might do something slightly different. So let's safeguard for it. You don't want to have the entire thing dependent on something that's not quite there. So if I were to do this here, right, if we were to pop it in there, can we get this guy to run by? We can. And this was the plan. This was always going to be the plan. In this one, I'm quite comfortable to kind of get a little bit of a groove going on over there. In this one, we'll continue as well. And these two will continue. That's fine. I think this is pretty good. And then we will want to do a little bit of this. If we did this, and then I think the idea is that we kind of do... Now, I think we would want to do something like this, something like that, and something like that. So that should give us pretty reasonable connectivity. This one can... Oh, it doesn't want to quite go in there. So maybe we can... make it... It's a bit tight. It could maybe go in there, but then we won't have... we'll have room on the other side, though. It already has some room there. So we'll do something like that. So that gives us the ability to switch over. This guy can get out. This one can get in, get out, get in, get out. The only one that's a little bit stuck is that one, which I'm kind of wondering. No, let's not get too into this. Let's just pop that in for the time being. So we'll leave all of that in place over there. So now we do, in fact, have the ability to drop some dry bulk over here. So we'll want a dry bulk storage. So let's grab something. Grain storage. Dry bulk storage. I guess it'll be over here then. Where is it? Still don't have an explosive factory. So storage, hang on. Dry bulk. Dry bulk. Where on earth are those silos? What is this? This is grain. Yeah, but this is food, right? Foodstuffs. Here we go. Dry bulk storages. Ooh. Ooh. Dry bulk storage. Hang on. Dry bulk storage with the rail? Maybe this is what I'm after. Maybe this is what I'm after. I don't necessarily need that. Okay, hang on. Sorry, I'm gonna... And now I've lost the whole thing. So let's trim these out. Let's trim those out for the time being. Let's trim back these. Let's get rid of this guy, because this doesn't feel quite necessary to me if we can just do one of these guys. Can I please just do this? So is this approximately aligned? I mean, it doesn't look like it's going to be aligned, right? This is the one. This is the correct alignment, and the idea being that we try and squeeze this one in pretty neatly aligned, maybe somewhere like like that, right? Pop it in. I think that's the one. That's what we were after. That'll give us the flexibility. That is pretty close. This one will, let's just run, let's zoom this out. Let's run these straight through here, no problems. Yeah, exactly right. And then that actually works quite well. Even tie in straight through there if we get rid of the signal. I think that's going to be about right. Now, what we're after a little something like this. Are we after something like that? Or are we going to do this one instead? We'll do that there, and we'll do that there. And then from this side, we'll do something like that. Perfect. So back to where we started. It just looks a little tighter this way. So now we've got dry block storage. It's going to only store kind of cement. And I guess that is about right. I'm guessing there are smaller options. This one, for instance, but that doesn't actually have what we need. So, oh, actually, this one is exactly a small option. Okay, that's fine. Perfect. So that works there. Now I'm thinking, let's have a bit of a look. So we don't have this thing up and running at all. I'm thinking we've got rail tracks coming over this way. We should actually start building on these rail tracks. So that we can ultimately, so that's where we're at. I'm thinking we might even do a little train station somewhere over here where a lot of these residential buildings here can feed into. And then I'm thinking we come on over here and pop that in that area. We may want to move it a little bit down just to give us a little bit more room, but I think that's something we'll still get to. Okay, so that's it. Now we can quite comfortably pump some stuff. So I guess what I'm saying here is we're going to clear this one out. We're going to bring it all into the middle. This should still be close enough to get some walking activity going that way. So this is, so give me this guy. The intent is, and let's flip that around. Oh no, let's flip that around like so. Do something like this, I guess. Right? Or we can bring it even a little bit further down, but then we're getting a little bit far from the bus stop. So let's do this spot right over here. Let's suspend this construction just for the time being until we're finished with our design. So now here on the construction side of things, we want to remember to do a concrete plant, and the concrete plant will want stuff coming in from all the way over there. Ooh. So it's going to be a little tight, I guess. And the asphalt one, is going to be a little closer, I think. So we want one on the one side and one on the other side, right? That's basically the idea. So let's do a bus station. I mean, we could move the bus station in here as well, right? That's an option. Or just do that side so it's a little closer. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do, something like that. If we said something like this, yeah, we can get direct access there. Let's do one there. The other one we're after is the asphalt plant, which we're going to do. Like this, and now I'm thinking if we flip this guy around and we do it, yeah, it still doesn't really help us that much. I wouldn't have minded it, but I guess we're gonna need to do something like this. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this one, and we're going to do a slightly larger one. This is the idea. We want to have it higher up in the air. So let's quickly do that. Let's get it higher up in the air so we can actually get a bit of a road underneath it. Yeah, we're going this way, and let's go nice and high up in the air that way. This guy. I guess, and if that's the case, we may want to do it there so we can have the road connection in between there. Yeah. Guess that's about right then. So if we were to say that, okay, and let's just suspend this one for a time being, and then what we can do is we can run that road connection right through there. Perfect. So that one is all connected. Now let's get the asphalt in here. Grab me the asphalt plant. I guess what we're saying is we're going to flip it around, do it this way. Try and get it nice and tight over here. And that's fine. So that should work. And now we can, this is, so we're going to try and bump this over there. I think that's fairly reasonable in terms of distance. We'll leave this for the time being, and we'll just kind of deliver some stuff here. So let's have a quick look. So if we were to say now, okay, now we've got this sorted, I'm kind of tempted to just say, well, we want to do a little bit of this. Yeah, that's all good. So let's get that moving. We can get some crews to start building that. We will not suspend the construction. We'll get some crews to do this. So who do I have? I don't have these guys set up yet, but they are presumably starting to do some stuff. Okay, we'll do that. We do need to get some more roads in here. Now the question is, we could probably move the bus stop a little bit closer. So instead of putting it in here, we could move it this way, and then, I mean, what's our walking distances? Let's quickly have a look. If we were to just quickly do this, and, oh, this guy does not even want it. That is, okay, anyway, if it goes there, it should be able to go there. So let's just see if I have a quick look at walking distances. I think it'll work here. So let's quickly try in something like that. Just want to double check my walking distances. No, it does not. If I tried it from this side. So we may have a bit of an issue here with walking distance. Okay, well, let's move this guy. Let's just move this guy, this bus stop. Use the pick tool. And I'm thinking we'll just move it to the other side here, right? Because even if we do that... Oh, I need to bear in mind that we need a road in there. So I guess maybe this spot right here will give us... We'll make that work. So let's do that. We'll get that one in there. We'll build our road connection here, and, well, we'll start off with that. And I guess this means that will, in fact, that should now be... I mean, I think even if we do that, this should still give us... Why is it that this thing is not quite getting there? It'll definitely get there. I guess there's a bit that should be fine. Let's get rid of this guy. That should all work. Let's get some more helicopters in here to come start some activities here. I just want to double check before we get to this should work. Yeah, should work. And then we can do a bit of a fire station somewhere over here as well. We'll need a fire station somewhere over here. Okay, let's get rid of that. We'll start working on all of this. The one thing that we can do now is we can run our bitumen Let's go underground. So we don't have much here in the line of this. So if we were to say tiny underground pump, right? I don't think we need anything more than a tiny underground pump to potentially go in somewhere over here, right? Let's do that. Place this one right here. I think it's going to be fine. Now let's do some underground piping. We want it reasonably centered. So if we do that, and we do this, but actually we want it nice and tight, right? Let's do that. Let's do this, and let's do that. We tighten that up a little bit more. I'm not doing that. Let's trim it back a little. If we do something like that, maybe that'll work. Yeah. I guess that's the way we're gonna deal with it. We'll get that in place. We will definitely want a little bit of pathing in here so we can start these construction activities. Let's assign the helicopters over here to start working on all of these items as well. Oh, they can't work on that. They can work on this. They can work on that. 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 Helicopters galore to start working on all of this. Now, we do have the bus stop over here. Our busing is going to be a bit of a challenge for us right away. The other thing is maybe we'll move this guy a little bit forward because we'll have some coal mining over here as well. So give me the... Oops, no. Give me this tool. And what we'll do is we'll try and get it... now, if we wanted to... I think something like that is the plan. So get rid of this guy. It's a little bit close. What we'll do is we'll... that guy is going to be a challenge. Let's have another look. Let's try and move it... well, let's put something over here. We'll get rid of that one. And what we'll do is we'll just grab this guy and put it nice and central over here. Actually, maybe we'll get ourselves a different variety of it. For citizens, we've got the types with the this, right? Is there anything? We do want it with the stairs, right? This is this is a long one, and the stair is over there. Oh, let's just have a look. We could. Oh, we can't run it over the top of this station. It needs to run either over here or somewhere else. Let's just see what else we have there. We go back in here. Railway station, 1 platform, 2 platforms. Platform with standard and overhead crossing. What does this look like? This one is under and over, I think. But anyway, what I think we'd do is this. We can move that one a little bit closer as well, I think. These are quite challenging to build, though. Just go back to this. Yeah, it's the same. It's the same issue. It's railway station. Yeah, that's tiny. What is this? With an overhead crossing. This is standard one way with an overhead crossing. Well, what does that mean? Anyway, I guess my view is maybe something like this. That gives us a lot of room here. And what we'll do is we'll have to just bring... I don't necessarily think this will work. Well, we needed to. We did this. I guess this could work. Let's try this one, because this, if we go underground, let's just see. Just want to see if we go pedestrian tunnel. Yeah, we could effectively run a tunnel out this way if we so choose. So that might be a reasonable option. Okay, so pedestrian tunnel. So that gets us this way. We can get rid of this one. This should be able to work. Okay, now let's get the rest of this rail to work. So what I'm also tempted to do is get us another rail station. So let's not underground, but like this. So if we were to go down and we get ourselves another little rail station somewhere over here, I think we might even use the same one because it's a pretty flexible operation. I might just flip it around this way so we use. Yeah, I like that. So we can use some bridges. So if we were to do this, right, I think that, yeah, that's a good spot there. And presumably it'll work with whatever, with a little bit of a radius over here. I think that I like that. I like that idea. So if we were to then say, guys, we're going to run. Okay, let's go back, clear that one out, and maybe make a start over here, right? I'm guessing this is kind of what I'm after. So we'll give ourselves a little bit of room like this. Okay. And what I'll do is I will do that, do this, and then I'm going to yeah, get rid of that. So now we've got something to tie into, right? And what we'll do is we'll go and do a bit of this, go and do a bit of that, give ourselves a little bit of a wider area of effect. I might even do a little bit of this, do something like that, just get that area all sorted out. Even get this one in there. Perfect. So that should be a pretty reasonable thing for us to do. That gets us across there. Now we would like to please tie in something like this, and it seems like that's reasonable. Trying to make it work a little bit over there. Let's get the other side. Let's just get a little bit more. Yeah. There we go. I think that should be okay. So if we were to tie that in there, how is that? Yeah. Oh, it's going up and then down. Okay. That's fine. And then this one, I would like to tie in that and something like that. Now, what the only issue with this, I think, is we can actually run some pedestrian bridges over here. So let's quickly have a look at pedestrian bridges. So if I were to say, well, guys, we want to make this work somehow. So let's just have a look. We should have some form of, yeah, we've got something. Let's do something like this. Oh, that's the actual, here's what I'm looking for. So I'm after like these pedestrian towers. This is what we need. So if we said pedestrian tower, yeah, okay. So what I'll do, let's go back. Let's quickly clear out a little bit of room over here. And we're going to need to put the pedestrian tower in place first. Right, so if we said pedestrian tower, right, as tight as we can, I'm not sure this is ever going to work. Let's trim both of them, and we'll try and get the pedestrian tower to work. See, this is a bit of an issue here. So if let's just go back there. Go back, try the pedestrian tower one more time. We want to have it... I guess we don't need that much room for it, right? So if we said pedestrian tower... pedestrian tower like that. We tie this one in. That seems to be working. Can we please run? Yeah, that might be reasonable. Really? It doesn't want to... Okay. From that back. Let's just have a look. If we do that, right? And we do this, yeah, that kind of does the trick. I mean, it's a little bit tedious. I'm kind of wondering if I move it a little bit further away, if it'll be better. Let's not... If we did this, right? And we got rid of this guy. Demolish it. Fire extinguished. Good. Get rid of this guy. Oh, now this guy's still there. Well, clear that out for us. Okay. I'm going to trim back these ones again. I just want to try and see if we can't get this a little bit more natural. Yeah, I think we can. That is pretty good. That is way better. Oh, but anyway, we didn't have the actual tower. Oh, it might still not work. Let's just go back, try and get this guy tied in. Oh, it is working nicely. So I think that's where we're going with this. We can still do the whole tunnel thing. This should be able to give us some other stuff we can tie into and the likes. Okay, let's pop that in there, and the same with this. Let's just let's try and redo the rail one more time. But what we'll do this time is I'll actually trim it back even a little further, right, and see. Is there any way, shape, or form that we can... Oh, yeah. I think, you know what? You know what I want to do? I want to run something like this, right? Can we tie that in? If I trim that back to up to there, can we make this work? So, okay, so what I guess we'll need to do, get rid of those two, and let's just try this one again. So it'll work if we do this. So what I'll do is I'll do that up to there, and then what we'll do is we'll tie that back in there. So that gives us that little bit of extra room, and I'm quite comfortable with that. We don't have any bypasses here, which I think is okay, because this is just a little spur between this section and that section. Even if they end up waiting, it's going to be fine. Now, what we will need to do is have a bit of a look at our levels. I might quickly do all of that. So levels here is 8, all right? So what if we wanted to go to about 18? So even up to here is about 8, unless we... The problem is this is a bit of a more significant piece. So I don't know if this will actually work. don't know if this will actually work unless we bring it over here and then we kind of come on over on this side. I think that might be a little bit better. So let's quickly do that. Let's raise our level here to about 18. Here we go. And we'll do the same thing here. Okay, so something like that. And over here, yeah, that's fine. Now, so the idea here would be that we do a quick rail bridge over the top. So let's just do this. I'm going to try and make it nice and tight. Actually, hang on. Let's just do this. What I will do, let's defend this alignment through here and through there, okay? And then the idea is let's get this nice and close. So if we level from the center, I just want to push it up all the way. You know, all the way to there. And similarly on this side, let's just push up this guy. Yeah, let's just do as much as we can to get this as close as possible. Okay, so now... And I think the idea is that we would want to try and do our alignment like this, and then from there I want us to really? It doesn't want to give me even anything? There we're getting it. Seemingly suggesting it can work that way. That's what I want to do. So that's not necessarily getting us to the right level very quickly. So let's quickly try, if we were to raise up over here a little bit. Just a tad, right? So we'll do a little bit like this. And now we'll try and level it a little bit, but we'll also now start to average it down here a little. Okay, maybe something like that could work. So if we were to... were to do this, we were to do that. Is that a reasonable slope? I'm not sure it is. I mean, it's not beautiful, but maybe it is okay. Maybe it's okay. And then what I thought we'd do is we're gonna come across this way. We're gonna try and do a straight section over here. And then we'll have effectively a curved bridge, right? That's the plan. There we go. So something like that gets us to, and then we'll go straight down here and we'll cut across there. I think that's okay. So we'll go down. And then let's trim that back basically, and now we'll do this, that, really. Okay, we'll do that, and now we'll something like this. And do something like that. I think that's okay. Right, and we can put some stuff in there. So that gives us over the top here. And what we'll do from here is we'll do tie-ins like so. And like so. And what we'll do is we'll also do... Don't do that. Give me the... What? Why does it want to... Should be workable. If we do that, it should be kind of workable to get them in there. And did we have a... Let me just see. Did we have a bridge connection in here? Let's just go back and have a quick look. We do have a bridge connection on this side. Is that a bridge? Is that a bridge? The bridge connection is on the other side. So we don't have a bridge connection over here. But presumably what we can do is we could maybe do something like this. Is that a feasible option? I wouldn't mind us able to do something like this to get guys over here, across here. So let's quickly trim back a little bit on this stuff. Give me back all of that. Yeah, that's fine. Now let's get the little crossing point in there. All right, so let's... Yeah, if we do that, it should be able to cut across the other side, no problems. I guess that's okay. Then from here, what we'll do is we'll get that guy in place. And from here, we'll get that guy in place. And that's actually quite workable to get rail into different places. Beautiful. I like that. That's good. I will question mark around whether we maybe want to smoothen this out a little bit more. Let's give it a little bit of a go. I think we've got a bit of room to maneuver now. So let's trim. Ooh, there we go. That's not quite what I had in mind, but let's what I'm suggesting is let's quickly try, and if we level a little bit more to this area, we'll push it a little bit like that. So we'll try and make do with what we've got here. And what I thought we might do is let's try if we did this. Why are you... Okay, let's do F4. Yeah. There we go. So if we did that, I guess that maybe gives us a little bit more room to maneuver. We can get this guy in place. Try and run that. And we can do that. And is that... That's definitely a smoother curve. That does not give us the opportunity to run in the other direction. But we can run the other direction over there via that connection. Okay, let's do that. We'll close that out, and that gives us a pretty smooth piece of rail that goes in here so we can get the rest of this moving as well. Okay, beautiful. So that is our rail connection, so that can bring workers over this way. What I'll do is we will put ourselves a little pathway in there. We will go ahead and grab this guy over the top on the other side. I like that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then all we need to do is, I'm thinking we'll bring this guy a little bit closer. So grab this guy, get it nice and close over here. I mean, we could turn it a little bit. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's okay to make it perfect. So let's do that. We'll get rid of this guy. We could even ultimately get it to work a little bit better. So we'll do that. What we'll do is maybe what I'll do is I'll start it off over here. Forget about the F4, so we'll just get it a little bit straight like that, and then we'll try and do that. Beautiful. We'll get that going. We'll make sure to have a little bit of a pathway over here. Right, and what we'll do is we'll do a little something like that. And can we? Ooh, actually, we could do this. Oh, that's beautiful. And we'll get that up and running. So if I look at this now, when we say there, we can easily get people over there. We'll have a look at bringing in the pathway over that way, but also we're going to have to want to do get them to come and work over here at the coal mines as well. Okay, so that's beautiful. So that is a step in the right direction. So more of that. We're definitely not going to do these guys over here. So let's get rid of these two. We're not going to be building railway production facilities in this area, I'm thinking. We could run the rail in here for kind of industrial purposes like that. Maybe we can reconsider it at some point, but I'm not too sure. I'm not convinced that's the plan or the play at all. These things are all being constructed. Excellent. So that's moving along quite nicely. Can we say lesser construction offices and just make sure to assign them to a bunch of different stuff? They can even build that. Get all of this built, please. Not quite getting there yet. Go ahead and build that for us too. Nice. All of that is under construction. So that's good. That's good. Lots of stuff moving over here. How is everything else? We're making money still. People are reasonably happy, reasonably healthy, good population, and it's going to start snowing soon. We've got this extra piece planned. We've got that sorted out there. This is slowly coming along. It's pretty slow. Can we add maybe lesser to this as well so we can build a little bit more? That is built, so let's just add the extra piece here. So this is kind of where, again, a comment as per discussion at the start of the episode is, do we go ahead and do a little bit more? Let this move a little bit quicker by building some of this directly, right? Is that a thing which you would like to see? What I can also do is we can start the construction activities over here. Right, we can also get these guys to start working there, so that's good. We have got a lot of rail that can make a start here. We've got this starting here. We can, there's a lot that needs to happen in these spaces as well. I like this. This is not a bad idea. And then we continue to, so while we have a kind of a direct crossing over here, which shouldn't be too problematic. This is a lower order road. This road is uninterrupted. So over here, I think the only reason we actually have this bridge, it could have gone directly over this one, but because we're up high here, it a little bit more thought. So yeah, do let me know. So this is a bit of a convoluted one, but it kind of works as a bit of a residential commuter rail line, right? Very kind of running in areas. I mean, it's not an efficient line, but it'll give us workers to where they want to go. And I guess that's where this station comes into play. And there might be a question mark over whether we do another little station somewhere over here. Right? Do we as a commuter rail, run and should it be closer to here, or I don't think we need much more than that. So there might be a question mark around as commuter rail goes. Do we add ourselves something in here, and could we make this? I think we could make this work actually. We could make it work right there. Can we have something that's maybe a little smaller? I'm thinking we could make this work as a line that then just goes straight there. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's go nuts here and say, guys, we're gonna really commuter line this thing up. It's right. I think that is gonna be plan here. We're gonna go go nuts here. Right. So let's do that. Let's find ourselves. So if we were to say, do we get something that's a little smaller, or that's just the one? I don't want the one. Let's do. I really want at least two. So if we were to do. If we were to do this, right? I'm going to get a little closer this side. Yeah, maybe not too close. If we did that, right? If we said station over here, and we then said, can we do this? I'm pretty sure we can make that work. And then out of there, we can make that work. I'm not sure we're going to do much in terms of this, but okay, now I'm going to have to trim back some of this stuff. So let's do that. Okay, so if we're saying this one, ooh, that doesn't look quite right. So let's put that back in place. If we were to did this and that, yeah, that feels a little bit better to me. And then that feels okay. And then the question is around this, and then one more thing is, can we make this work? I don't think we can. We'll go back that way, go in there, and then, but see, problem is from here we can't get to this side. So the question is, do we then say do this? I am not super opposed to this. Right? Let's do that. Let's do that. I mean, it's getting a little bit hectic over here. Now, here we do have we've got that one there. Now, one thing that I just wanted to check, we need to, if we want to do this, we need to be able to get something in place here. It can be pretty close. Okay, so let's just trim this back a little bit. Okay, so we'll do that. We will get this guy in place, hopefully very straight and direct. Right, something like that should be okay. And then we can get our rail back. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, beautiful. So that gives us beautiful. So that gives us this ability on this side. Over here, I might just have to have a quick look. If we said, yeah, we're going to need potentially something like that to tie it into. Right, so that could work. I just want to check. Yeah, that can work. That works fine. Yeah, that'll work fine to give us some options to get people in there. We could, I think we have underground options here, so we could provide access to this side. So I guess let's put all of that in place. We'll get all of this going, and that means Yeah, so that gives us this. It's a little tight, but at least we've got a station there, a station here, and a station there. It's like a little suburban commuter line, just to be able to pick people up, move them around. Yeah, I like it. I like that idea, guys. And I think that'll do us for this episode. So, I mean, we planned this out and we've started getting the rail to go into this area so that we can now really figure this out. The rest of this, I mean, I want to do the Susselgrad Canal over here. Now we've actually got some rail connectivity for the canal. This area should have access to rail. We've got rail over there. This should have access to rail from this side, no problem. Even that section would have reasonable access to rail. All of this up to here. Maybe there's a bit of an area here that's not going to have rail access, but all of this should have reasonable access to rail. We'll see how we use all of this space, but I'm very keen to build this up, and I'm kind of thinking about maybe doing a little bit of a quayside on here, but I'm not too comfortable with those assets. Just I haven't really used them. Maybe I should just figure them out. Okay, guys, thank you. I'll leave the episode there. Again, I mean, not too much has happened, and this is again asking you that question. Do go to the comments. Let me know. Shall we speed things up a little bit by paying for some of this? This could have been built already. We could probably have all of this up and running at this stage, maybe. If we were paying for some large construction project. So do leave me in the comments that. And if you've enjoyed this episode, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.